Okay, so who's ready for game number 3? It's going to be another PvZ. Who thinks this is going to go to 9 games? Anyone? Anyone think this is going to go to 9 games? I think it might. I have a funny feeling that this may go to 9 games. Well, we're going to go to game number 3 and see how we go here in this one. It is going to be on Cloud Kingdom LE. It's going to be another PvZ, as I mentioned, and there you go. So, yeah, that's right, Ali. Goes to 9 every single time, but starting down in the bottom left-hand side as our red Protoss player for mGG. He's going to come out here and try and deal with this pesky Zerg opponent. It is mGG's GU. And his opponent in the top right-hand side of Cloud Kingdom in the blue for QED. It is Cheesy for you. So Cheesy, what's he going to get up to this time, I wonder? Very, you know, Cloud Kingdom, sort of a bit of a standard sort of map. I mean, like, you can see, you do tend to see Protoss throw out the Protoss version of 1.1.1, the Sentry Immortal all-in. That sort of gets thrown out quite a lot. Sort of part of the reason for that is you have a very, very easy sort of path to come in here and attack the third base. Just to sort of illustrate it with my fantastic painting skills, if your hatchery is something sort of like there, then what you can do as the Protoss player, force fields just sort of down here in this area. You can lock out units on this side and then just destroy them and then destroy the hatch, or if you want to, you can do it the other way around and throw the force fields down here. Utilize this part of the map where the hatchery is going to act as part of the wall, throw down, smash that hatchery, and you're going to be sitting in a beautiful spot. So that's part of the reason that this map is really good for it. The architecture of the map really plays out well for that. And then, of course, when you move into the natural, same sort of thing, where we've just got this this very standard sort of setup where you've got all of this space that could be force fielded off and then taken advantage of by a Protoss player. So that's why we sort of commonly see the Immortal Sentry all-in on this map. I'll be interested to see if Ji-Yun goes for it right now. But for the moment, everything pretty standard. There is that reasonably quick hatch there for Cheesy. Well, I suppose we wouldn't say quick, we'd say the safe hatchery. Oh, sorry, the safe pool. My bad, not hatchery. So, got that just up and done now. He's going to be able to get out a couple of lings and be able to poke about at this pylon to get rid of that. Meanwhile, for Ji-Yun has now got the Nexus going down, of course. All very standard here for both players. Nothing too far out of the ordinary. There is a cannon. So, yeah, sort of expecting things to go for a very, like, I doubt that either of these players wants to sort of throw out the crazy sort of cheesy build right at the start of the game right now, especially. We're sitting at 1-1. I mean, if one of these players starts to get on a roll when it comes to wins, then, you know, that could start to snowball out of control, and you never want that happening in Clan War. So, both these players need to be very diligent about how they're going about their builds. They need to be very crisp, of course. We'll have a quick look at the APMs there, the magical APM. Sitting at 81 for Cheesy and sitting at around about 85 for Ji-Yun. So, both these players are, yeah, they're still just sort of bouncing around the map, obviously doing a little bit of scouting here. Overlord just poking its way inside the main, wants to keep an eye on how much of that gas is coming in. Does my opponent actually have both the gas? Has he had both the gas for a while? And, you know, how much of it has come through. Of course, the way you can check that is to have a quick look. Of course, those simulators starting out with the 2500 gas, and now, as we can see, he's sort of taken out only around about 60 out of both of these gas. So you can sort of check how much has come out of your opponent's simulators by using that particular method. And as you can see, Ji-Yoon with the cybernetics core on the way. Third hatchery has completed for Cheesy up at the third base, so he's just going to macro up right about now. As we can see, 6 drones are now being produced, and they're going to jump out and head straight across to that third base. Going to populate that, quick smart. And Ji-Yoon, now just about to have a quick look through, wants to confirm that that natural is there. Of course, if that's not there, then something very fishy is going on. Perhaps something involving quite a lot of lanes inside the main, perhaps some sort of crazy proxy hatch with the intent to throw out proxy roaches or something to that effect. But did see that the hatchery is there, did see that there were quite a few drones here at that third base, and everything is all nice and hunky-dory. So game's still proceeding at a very standard sort of pace here. Third gas is actually just being built right now. Sentry model all in. I'm going to call that right now. Although the Robo is kind of in a very odd spot. But Robo, you know, if it's slightly hidden, kind of helps out with the build. The +1 is on the way. Chrono going down. Third gas. You'd expect to see the fourth gas in around about the next 30 to 40 seconds or so, if it is going to be that Sentry model all in. But he does have a couple of sentries already built here. +1, as we said, is just on the way. Warp gate tech is also being researched and is getting very close to being done. A couple of extra gates at the back. Of course, the big thing will be to see... Actually, sorry, my bad. My bad. I was trying to be all Apollo and just call a build like 10 minutes before it happened. But Observer first, so probably just going to be an expansion here from Ji-Yoon. So we'll keep an eye on what goes on. Of course, there's that lack of the other gas there, so it does have quite a few sentries available, and the +1 is halfway done. But with the Observer first, that sort of means that you're going for a much more reactionary style. What you're going to do with this is have a look. How much gas has my opponent taken? Is the lair complete? Is it completed already, or has it been completed for a while? What sort of tech is available? And he's going to be able to check out all of these things here with that first observer, and then he can, Ji-Yoon can make that choice. Do I need to grab just a bunch of units really quickly because he has not gotten the lair and has just gone for slow roaches and lings and these kinds of things, or is he going up to tech and I can tech behind it? Not to mention expand as well. So those are those things that you want to keep an eye out here. As you can see, he's got a couple of extra gates done. Meanwhile, for Cheesy, got those extra, the Evo chambers, I should say, now going down. Double Evo chambers at the front, providing a little bit of a wall off, which is nice. And the third base is looking good. Currently up to 67 drones at the moment is Cheesy Fou, sitting quite nicely with that. The lair is now completed. Roaches are probably going to get their speed researched very soon. But I'm very concerned about, in fact, Ji-Yoon is actually going to go for the Sentry model all in. Alright. So, sort of change things about there, I suppose, with the fact that got the Observer out first and is sort of checking out what his opponent is up to. But I think he actually may be going for it. We've got those extra gateways being built at the back here. The Warp Prism is also being constructed right now, of course. Those of you who love parting will know that he's the, you know, the real sort of the handyman behind the Sentry Immortal All-In, and has done all sorts of crazy orgasmic things with warp prisms thrown into this particular attack, and here it comes. And as we can see, Cheesy needs to prepare. He needs to stop the droning right about now. Needs to get these roaches out. Speed needs to get finished as fast as possible. And for both of the roaches and the lings, speed is on the way, around about a third of the way done. But here it comes. The push is about to begin. I'm a little bit concerned about the count of the sentries here. It's kind of low. Not to mention this push, because of the fact that he got the Observer first, is coming quite a lot later than it normally should. So I do not know if this is going to work too well here for Ji-Yoon. It's sort of coming at it around about the 11 minute mark, which is far behind where you would normally want it to attack. And Cheesy, is this going to turn into a base race? I think it might. Cheesy is just sort of, they've sort of transversed around the map, just completely avoiding each other's armies here, and it looks like Ji-Yoon's going to have a nice little position here on the top of the ramp. The roaches and the lings trying to find their way around it, but unfortunately we'll have to go the long way. Will Ji-Yoon be able to put down some sexy force fields? We see a couple go down, not too bad, but not too handsome either, but we'll see. We need to warp in some more units quick smart, and he has gotten that going. 8 more roaches on the way, 22 links, link speed, roach speed, now both done. Here comes the defensive forces of Cheesy, and there are the force fields. That's what I was talking about with that position there, and Cheesy goes down to a very delayed Immortal Sentry, but nonetheless still a very powerful build. And as we can see, perhaps that, because they sort of went like this around the map, they sort of went like that, and then Cheese is like, uh-oh, and then sort of goes back home. So, you know, perhaps that counted towards that as well, but either way, got inside, did a good job with the Immortal Sentries all in, and was able to take the victory there. So mGG go up 2-1 right now, looking good for them, and we'll see if they're able to continue on, and if Jay Ewan is able to continue with his little win spree in the next game. Of course, that'll be game number 4 in just a moment.